Hey there guys, as I said, I'd be doing a giveaway for one copy of Hearts of Iron 4 and one copy of Thrones of Britannia. And I'm excited to announce that that giveaway is underway. If you would like to be entered, please check in the description on how to do so. Thank you, and now I hope you enjoy the video. The year is 1936. The Ming Dynasty lives on, as does the Qing Dynasty, each controlling half of China. Don't ask me why, don't ask me how. There's a whole backstory for this mod that I didn't read. The point is, I'm about to make Ming great again. We got this anime character as my ruler. She's kind of hot, I guess. That's cool. The Qing ruler is still the same guy he always was. And also, all these Southeast Asian states they're all my puppets. They're pretty useless, but they're mine, and that's what matters. The Xuantong Palace Rebellion. Well, I guess Puyi's already out of it. The Tartars are worthy of the name Tartar. Well, that's just a bit racist if you ask me. Alright, so now we got a serious problem. The Qing are entering the demilitarized zone, which I specifically said they were not allowed to militarize. Return to Huaibei. This is something the army's going to need to prepare for. I swear to God, I will Ming all over your Qing if you do that. And that's definitely not something you want to have happen. Well, they've done it. I have to now exterminate every single last one of these Qings. Yes, I'll take things that sound racist but aren't for 200, Alex. My invasion of the penis-shaped peninsula is not really working out as well as I'd hoped. There are a lot more troops there than I thought there'd be. However, everywhere else on the line, it's going pretty well. You may have noticed that this is not Waking the Tiger. That's because this mod was not compatible with Waking the Tiger, so I'm on an old version of the game. However, it's allowed me to cram an unlimited amount of divisions into one field marshal's army, just like the good old days. And so, I'm advancing quite well in the west, where I have the most of my divisions. The east is a bit more stagnant, though, so far. Well, that's a bit unexpected. And also not good, because I'm actually destroying Qing here. Now Japan's just trying to steal my land. Alright, well now Hirohito's just gone a bit off the rails. He's already at war with the Qing. Now he's trying to attack me as well. I, however, welcome the chance at reclaiming all the lost land that they'll steal from me when the Qing are dead. Aha! I have still completed my quest to land on the Dick Peninsula. Just the tip, though. We landed right on the tip. Alright, well now it's just getting a bit unnecessary. Like, does the Soviet Union really need to come... Oh, well, I guess they're dead anyways. Alright, the collapse of the Qing perfectly coinciding with Operation Barbarossa. But hey, that's not my problem. What matters is that the Qing are dead. I own most of China. But now, we have to go take back Manchukuo. So following the collapse of the Qing, Manchukuo became Japan's puppet. So now, my army is racing theirs to the border, because we're going to want to gain the initial advantage in this upcoming secondary phase of the Ming-Qing War. So Japan's army isn't actually that big, at least compared to mine. And since I'm guessing a lot of their troops are actually just acting as garrisons around the empire, well, my army's actually having no trouble just sweeping through Manchu and obliterating all that stand in our path. Alright, Manchukuo has capitulated, which is great because now all of the Japanese troops in Manchuria are just trapped in these little pockets, just waiting to be destroyed. Now my own troops combined with Soviet troops in the north have begun to hem in the Japanese along the coast, and soon there will be no Japanese left in all of mainland Asia, and then the invasion of Japan should come shortly after. Now because Japan is in the Axis powers though, I'm actually at war with all of the Axis powers, which means I need to keep a close eye on the German invasion of the Soviet Union, because I may end up having to fight the Germans a bit later on. We've made landfall in Nagasaki. The Japanese army is really nowhere to be seen. Not that they have much of an army left, actually. Most of them were taken prisoner on the eastern shores of what is now Russia. So I expect our conquest of the Japanese mainland to be swift and brutal. Soviets seem to be getting their ass kicked. I'm contemplating going to help them. I'm not going to join the Comintern. I've learned my lesson about joining AI factions. But we're still marching through Japan. There's not a single Japanese troop to be found here. So all is going well for the Ming. Well, that's what they get. They tried to interfere with Ming business, and they got Minged. The Qing got Minged, and now the Japanese got Minged. I say maybe it's time we go Ming the Germans. Board the trains, boys. Just like thousands of years ago, we've got some Huns to kill. Also, I'm going to invade Tibet. No, I have not joined the Comintern. I've simply just asked for military access for the Soviets, and they were struggling quite a bit. So hopefully the presence of my troops here, my far superior troops, will give them the boost they need to push this German invasion back. The one army I sent over there managed to at least stop the bleeding a bit in the center of Russia, but the Germans are still advancing elsewhere, which means I'm going to need to send my second army over, and then perhaps finally we can actually begin to push the Germans back to where they belong. Alright, so Romania randomly joined the Comintern. I don't think they were invaded. We also got the Allies on our side now as well. I don't know when or why, or how, but heck, I'll take it. This is our chance, I think, to push the Germans back once and for all, now that they'll be fighting on essentially 3 fronts. The Allied incursion into the war has been pretty useful for me, as I've managed to take back Leningrad for the Russians. For the French, though, not so much. I've helped the Soviets recapture Moscow. In fact, I did all the work by myself, and I'm sure Stalin won't even send me his finest bottle of vodka as a thanks. Why am I even here fighting this war for them? This is bullshit. My army in the north has had a lot more success than my army in the south, probably because there's a lot less resistance there. But we've almost reached Estonia now, and, well, I don't know how much longer France is going to hold out, but as long as they're still alive, my job's a lot easier. Apparently, instead of surrendering, France just went into a civil war, and, well, Vichy is now most of France. There's few actual French left. I don't know. Anyways, France is pretty much dead, so we're probably going to see a lot more German troops coming in from the west now to reinforce. The French surrender hasn't actually been too bad for us. We're still steadily pushing the Germans back. I think they're starting to have some severe equipment shortages. Anyways, we've almost reached the edge of what is now Russia. We're in Ukraine in the south. We've actually passed Russia in the north. And all in all, the war's going quite well. I like how the Soviets aren't even liberating Romania. The Romanians joined the Comintern earlier, if you remember. And we've entered Romania, but all the land is going to the Soviet Union. They're not liberating Romania in any way, which is kind of selfish if you ask me. Oh, Turkey, you've just made the biggest mistake you've ever made in your life. So when I'm done with you, we'll be having Thanksgiving for an entire year. All fronts are advancing pretty nicely from Germany, where we're about to take Berlin, all the way down to the Balkans and the Alps. Glorious Ming uses superior numbers to overwhelm the enemy. And, well, there you have it. I've just marched all the way from China to France for no other reason than besides just because I felt like it. Well, I got a nice little chunk after the peace deal. I got Germany, they're my puppet now, with the old German Empire flag. I got Poland as well as Königsberg, gotta have that colony in the Baltic Sea. I also have 2 different Spains as my puppets. And just to paint a picture to you of how the world looks like after the war, we have the Ming dynasty in control of much of the world's land. And I would say that we have most certainly made China Ming again. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next video.